Hi everyone, welcome on board. This is Anisha here, and today we are going to be talking to you about TIS college and the exams which you require to crack for making it to TIS. For all the people who have not heard about TIS, it is one of the most amazing colleges for MBA in HR. So let's first have a look and understanding about TIS and what does it offer. Right, so this is located in Chembur in Mumbai. In fact, it is very close to my house and it has an amazing luscious green campus, and you guys would love to stay on campus and be a part of this. It is one of the most famous universities when it comes to talking about humanities and social sciences, and has got a lot of international masters program as well. Like, they have a lot of collaborations. It's very famous for MBA in HR, though their MBA degree is not called as MA. Okay, MBA, it's called as MA in HR, that is human resource management and labor relations. So that's essentially MBA in HR. You guys would have heard of Accelerate, that's number one. And the second best for HR is TIS. So it's an amazing program for it, and best part is the ROI is amazing. Like, the fees, check it out. The fees for TIS is very low, somewhere around 1.7 to 2 lakhs, and the good average placements goes to around 17 lakhs, right? Plus you will get a huge diverse background of students coming from various backgrounds, various fields of studies. And like I said, they also have a lot of programs of social sciences and humanity which collaboratively work together, like students studying psychology and all of them also are there. So you will interact with all of those people as well on campus. It's a very collaborative, diverse campus, and it's fun to be a part of that. Their placements, like I said, is really good. The mean is above 20 lakhs per annum. And the last, it's a very holistic development. I mean, they have so many initiatives. They give you opportunities to be a part of actual campaigns, work with actual industries which are working on existing HR and people management problems or social problems, and NGOs. There have been tons of NGOs which have originated or started from TIS campus. So it's going to be really interesting for you guys to learn with such great minds and give yourself the opportunity to open up and think beyond just conventional management. All right. And for this, you will have to focus on giving the TIS exam per se. But the most important program, which I said, like, which is more prominent in TIS, is the major program, which is MA in HRM and labor relation. This is the flagship HR MBA program. They have an amazing new program called as ODCL, which is Organizational Development, Change and Leadership. Trust me, it is very well defined curriculum which talks about change management, which is a buzzword these days. And in the current pandemic, a lot of companies have hit the nail with having a very good structured HR practices or an HR team which was able to facilitate the change of things, shifting from offline to online, work from home. A lot of things go beyond that. Like, we always tend to make fun of HR and what the kind of policies which are there, but they do have a lot to do when it comes to holding the organization together. And ODCL program is for people who come with work experience. You learn from people who have been at senior positions, and when you look at it, the placements are also looking at senior positions of strategic management. Okay, so definitely an ODCL is a very upcoming program which you should be looking out for if you are someone who wants to get into organizational management, organizational behavior, or strategic consulting for that matter, with people management skills. Then there's a fairly new program, but it's a good potential ahead for HR analytics. So it's called as MA MSc in analytics. These are the three main programs which you should be looking at. They have a lot of other programs as well, also for media, communication, society development, and all of them. But these are the three key essential programs you should be targeting. All right. Then for this, you need to understand that there are two exams to focus on. One is TISNET, second is your TISMAT. Okay, talking about TISNET, it's essentially got three sections. First, which is your verbal section, called as English proficiency. 30 questions, 30 marks. Then you have maths and logical reasoning combined, and both of them combined you have 30 questions. Maths is essentially your quants plus data interpretation. Logical reasoning is our basic LR plus analytical puzzles kind of questions. And there is a hell lot of importance and a strong weightage given to general awareness. You have 40 questions for general awareness. Okay, they do not have any sectional cutoff, but there is a sectional cutoff for general awareness where you have to focus on 35% of it being correct. Okay, now what you have to keep in mind is that overall it's a 1 hour 40 minutes test, no negative marking. Usually the HR cutoffs are around 70 plus. That's like a safe score. Sometimes it's 70, sometimes it's 68, 69, sometimes it goes up to like 73, but your target should be 70 plus to be in the safe range. Once you clear TISNET, they also conduct this exam called as TISMAT for people who are shortlisted to the stage 2. Alright, this is a very small 45 minutes exam where you have 4 sections. There is comprehension, which is your reading comprehension passage based questions. There is data interpretation, your regular bar graphs, pie charts, tables, those kind of questions. There is business awareness. Now the other section had general awareness. This is hardcore focus on business awareness. And there is one descriptive writing where you have a topic given and you have to, it's an essay essentially. So your thought process matters a lot overall. Alright, this essentially, keep in mind, is for people who are shortlisted after you clear the cutoff of TISNET exam. So this is conducted with your personal interviews. Alright, now what is the syllabus of each and every section which is there? So let's talk about verbal section where we have 30 questions. Okay, easy to score because they have a lot of vocab based questions which come from, you know, all the aspects of identifying the root of the word, idioms, phrases, antonyms, synonyms. You know, then you have idioms and phrases of different languages. So something like available, and then foreign word usage, you have a lot of tendency to use French words, right? So those kind of vocab based questions. Reading comprehension, essentially they are fact based or inference based, but TISNET of late has been seeing a lot of reading comprehension which is more of the inference based. All right, then we have grammar based questions. Now when I talk about grammar based questions, these are like, you know, you're answering the questions like sentence correction, modifiers, then your conjunctions based. Prepositional conjunctions are like, you know, in the fill in the blanks, where does it fit in well kind of questions. And we have our verbal reasoning, which is very peculiar but easy and interesting. Your statement, assumption, course of action. Course of action के questions बहुत आते हैं TISNET में, and the course of action is usually on focusing on the impact. So kind of, you know, what is your outlook towards what will bring in the maximum profit and the least negative impact kind of questions. Then your strengthening, weakening, critical reasoning based questions. So that is your entire verbal syllabus. In fact, that's the most important section क्योंकि 30 out of 100 questions तो verbal के हैं, 40 आपके GK के हैं, right? So second most important section becomes your verbal. First is GK, पर GK आपको last में पढ़ना चाहिए. अभी से पढ़ के कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है because you will keep reading, you'll forget it. So right now put your focus on verbal, quants and data interpretation. You should start studying GK somewhere around November, December, ताकि Jan में जब एग्ज़ाम होगा तब हम 2 महीने GK पढ़ के is more than enough. Alright, let's move on to the next section where we talk about our maths and logical reasoning. So maths में first and the most important module for every exam is your arithmetic. Then we have algebra and geometry. We have numbers and modern maths. This is your quants का syllabus. But if you see number of questions कितने कम हैं, right? So I can expect from each of these modules somewhere around 3 to 4 questions at max. So ज़्यादा struggle नहीं है for quants. So people who do not like maths, especially all the non-engineers, TISNET crack करना is the most easiest exam for you. Why? Because अगर maths छोड़ भी दिया, LR, verbal और GK आप सेल कर लोगे, you will be able to clear it up, right? Sectional cut off तो है नहीं, but फिर भी सिर्फ arithmetic पढ़ लो, at least to make sure कि yes, maths में भी हम attempt करके आएंगे questions. All right. Then you have your database questions, which is your caselets also, since it's like a combination of logical reasoning plus DI, graphs, regular graphs, bar graphs, line graphs, as well as pie charts, and some tabular form of questions. All right. Last, let's talk about the most important section, which is your GK section. ठीक है, GK section में बहुत सारे type of questions come in. So we have questions coming from national, international affairs, what's happening across, the most important dates, the new labor laws passed, the new current situations, like what's happening in Afghanistan right now. If you guys have been seeing the news, it's like really terrible. But can I be asked questions right now what is happening? Or I could also be asked questions 20 years back, what happened and what has been happening in this entire 20 years to lead to this kind of a situation. We could also get about the climate reports, what has been causing global warming, what has been happening with the Palestinians, right? So current affair based questions. Then what kind of new policies were launched thanks to COVID right now in India? You had so many new rules and regulations for your taxes. So what kind of policies came out, right? There were daily wage workers, there were strikes, there were a lot of hue and cry for it. What kind of means did the government do? Was it effective, not effective? That all comes under the public policy and governance based questions. History, we spoke about, like what's happening in ages back till what is happening right now, those kind of questions. Then what are the environmental and social law issues currently which we are facing? We can talk about those. And then we can also talk about business and economics with respect to recent mergers, acquisitions, what's happening in every business sector, like which sectors bounced back, which sectors saw a boom in the online space, or you can say like a Swiggies and Zomato's. What worked, what did not work, what kind of future are we seeing in all the business sectors? Some miscellaneous questions which could be from the regular static GK, which is like a very typical for all B school exams to know books, authors, Nobel Prize winners, cabinet ministers, and all of those kind of questions. So this is what essentially forms your GK. But like I said, GK is very important. So what I would suggest is, if you guys have the access to the Cat Kings GK zone, सब कुछ दिया हुआ है, सारी बुक्स को पढ़ेंगे बट नवंबर ऑनवर्ड से, उसके पहले बाकी सेक्शंस को स्ट्रेंथन करो. All right, I hope the session has been helpful to understand TISNET, TISMAT, and the most important flagship programs of TIS. Stay tuned so that I can give you guys more updates about all the exams, all the preparation strategies, and what you would like to know more about TIS or any of the TISNET preparation specific. Put it up on the comment section and I shall look forward to taking it up ahead. All right, talking with respect to how will we go about with your preparation, it's going to be a simple stepwise preparation. Like I said, we will focus on getting your concepts sorted with everyday life classes for the most important English and Maths logical reasoning sections first. Post that, we will focus on your GK preparation with the GK compendiums and also specific dossiers for TISNET relevant kind of topics which come in, like they are very focused on social, right? So we should know about those GK. You should know about what has been happening all through the years. Then we will have mock tests. You have mock tests for TISNET as well as TISMAT to help you get a flavor of both of these type of questions. We will have special strategy sessions with TIS toppers so that we are able to understand how to go ahead and approach TISNET exam. And finally, how do we crack your interviews with the complete process, your mock interviews, how to approach psychometric test, which is a part of the overall TIS final selection, and also how do you make sure that you are able to manage your time for TISMAT. All right, so I hope this has been helpful for all of you guys. Please make sure you hit the like button. You've been taking notes, and at the end of the day, subscribe and drop comment whatever you want in the next videos, and we shall come up with the same. Bye bye, take care.